This is about the descriptions of the first cases of AIDS anywhere. The person who described them had been my medical student and resident at Strong, Dr. Mike Gottlieb. So here's the story. June 5th, 1981. In those days, the Centers for Disease Control published a weekly report in hard copy. There was no internet, no email, none of that. So it came in hard copy every week. And the report for June 5th, 1981, reported 5 cases of this never seen before disease that didn't have a name. And he was reporting this from UCLA Medical Center in Los Angeles. So I read through the report of these 5 cases, and there was something that was kind of unsettling about it, that it seemed a little, odd, off, uncomfortable. I filed it away in a folder because I didn't know what to title it, and I called the folder, labeled the folder, Infectious Diseases, Other. Before I did that, though, I noticed at the end of the piece that the cases had been reported by Dr. Michael Gottlieb at UCLA. And I knew Mike, because as I said, he had been our resident at Strong and had rotated on the infectious diseases service with me. So I managed to track him down on the phone. Remember, no cell phones, no internet, no nothing in those days. So we tracked him down through the UCLA switchboard and I spoke to him and said, well, what do you think's going on? And he said, I think it might be a virus that's destroying the immune system in these patients. And he said that since those reports came out, that his world had turned upside down because he was getting hundreds of phone calls from people all over the world telling him about similar cases that they had seen. He said it was just like a bomb went off. And I said, we haven't seen anything like that here. And he said, well, if you haven't seen anything like it in Rochester yet, if I were you, I'd get ready. That about a month later, we were sitting in infectious diseases rounds around the table, and a resident was presenting a case of somebody in the hospital, patient in the hospital. And one of my senior colleagues across the table from me said, well, this sounds like the cases that CDC has been reporting. Because after Gottlieb's cases, over the course of the next month, they were reporting new cases weekly. There was silence there until we sort of got our bearings here and realized that things had changed and that our lives weren't going to be the same anymore. And that was true. So on that day, my medical student became my mentor, June 5th, 1981. And over the years, we've communicated and seen each other, and he's come to Rochester. And here he is in 2022, when we did the AIDS education poster exhibit at the Memorial Art Gallery. He came and told the story in his own words about what happened. And the other anecdote that he talks about is that if you Google the date of that report or the first cases of AIDS or something like that, they'll show you a picture of the printed report with those cases on the front, on the cover. And his story is, and this is true, is that in the original printing, those cases were on page 2. There was something else that was of interest that made page 1. After that report on June 5th, 1981, AIDS was always front page news. But he talks about those days, still seeing patients in LA, and has made really important contributions to the field and to the movement since his first descriptions in 1981. So, Mike Gottlieb, we thank you.